Welcome to WKRP Montrose, a radio station masquerading as a podcast about Montrose, Colorado and the Western Slope, recording live from the Clear Network studio in downtown Montrose, Colorado. All right, everybody. Excited to have you back. I jumped immediately to the wrong screen. So Nina is on the couch. Hi, Nina.
Good one.
Hey, guys.
We'll come right back to you. Yeah. You guys are used to this. It's not a stick. It's not something that I do on purpose.
I wish I had a stick.
Yeah, of course you do.
Stick.
Yeah. What would you do with it? You're not that guy. Don't give people an impression.
I would just poke you from over here.
Now that you would do,
yeah.
And that would be like.
So, but I do have a quick question. We had somebody message me. And they were concerned that the microphone was obscuring my face.
No, they weren't. Nobody out there. I dare you. No, I dare you to go on and make that comment.
I don't remember who it was now, but they were concerned. I just can the people see my face?
Rob, I've never met your sister. I would love to meet your sister. I would love to get her on the show. That would be fantastic.
Never.
But I'm pretty sure she was the only one that said
we can see my face.
Nobody cares.
Are we good? Okay.
Are we good with what? Can we talk? Hey, first and foremost, welcome to the Clear Network studio, yes. Nina. We're going to come right back to you as soon as we satisfy Rob's ego over here.
We'll do that. And we'll satisfy the egos of our sponsors.
Yes.
Right?
Clear they have something to be egotistical about.
We love Clear Networks.
Yes.
Not just because they help us put this show on. They're genuinely the best internet service provider probably in the world, I think. It's fair.
So if you're this on another, you understand.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah. But if you're watching it on Clear Networks, you get to hear it like this.
Clear as day.
Clear as day.
We're shameless and we don't care.
No.
Speaking of shameless, we have beer today from Paonia Brewing. It's their cream ale. Let's see if this works.
Can you not bump the mic one time?
That didn't work. This will, though.
Yeah. Oh, are you sure?
Ready? Kind of.
Yeah. It wasn't as dramatic as you hoped it would be.
Delicious beer. And the Czech pills will probably be back on by the time you watch this because Kevin sent me a message because, we're buds like that.
Yeah. So Paonia Brewing.
Yeah.
Make sure they've got something cool coming up here real soon. They're part of a festival, a beer festival.
Do you remember what it's called without quickly looking it up?
No.
I didn't think you would.
Okay. Well, then why would you call me out about it?
Well, why not? This is what I live for.
Nina, do you know what the name of the festival is?
I don't know.
Oh, that's not fair. She doesn't like it either.
I didn't know that there was a festival.
Okay. So I also have been practicing something.
No, you haven't.
No, I have.
Okay.
Auf der really nice couch haben wir heute Fräulein Nina Steigele. Ja?
Das war ganz süß.
Okay.
Das war ganz lieb.
All right.
So translate for us. Was that nice try or like?
No, it was
good attempt.
Auf der really nice couch, on the really nice couch, haben wir heute is essentially right, Miss Fräulein Nina. How do you say your surname?
Steigele.
Steigele. Willkommen.
No, I'm not going to even try. You know what's depressing about that is I'm pretty sure Lankus is German. So, yeah.
What was your last name?
Lankus.
Lankus.
It's probably not like somebody go look it up. Tell me, but at least
Lankes.
Lankes.
Or is it?
What are you going to give my social security number out while you're at it too? Give me that.
All right. That's
first, Nina, we should have given you better directions. Tuck yourself into that corner.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Doing it?
Yeah. Get comfy. Get over there. All right.
Okay.
Now turn that microphone up just a little bit towards your.
Got it.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Now you sound fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm eating the mic now.
That's okay.
How it should feel.
Yeah.
It's got to be up close and personal with the
You
mic.
do got to get. You got to. Not that close and personal.
I get a feeling Dennis has engineered this just so we have to be this close.
I mean, I probably could do it. Like I could turn your feet up, but I'm not going to do it.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's better. It sounds sexier.
All right. Enough about you.
Yeah.
Nina, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys?
Welcome to WKRP Montrose.
Thanks for having me.
I've been trying to pin you down for a little while.
Oh, like yours just always so available. Like you guys have such a regular schedule.
Wow.
That is true. We have heard the complaint.
I just feel like
No. I'm okay with owning who we are. It's not as easy as we'd like it to be to get on the show.
It's you, because you're out of town.
Why do you have to be like? I didn't point fingers.
Well, I did. You're out of town.
Okay.
If I need to leave, if you guys need
if
to
we
have
just
a
need a moment, if we need to be alone.
No, it is difficult with scheduling, but that's the way it is.
You know, you guys have given the feedback, and we are 5 minutes in, and we've offered you nothing of value of the amazing things that Nina
do I have to tell
does.
you? This isn't about value for other people.
Yeah.
This is about my personal amusement.
Okay, good for you.
That's it.
Are you done?
Yeah.
The rest of us can. Yeah. Nina, so you have a really exciting company that's in Montrose for more than one reason. A, as we spoke about earlier, it's boujee, which I like. And B,
it's accessible.
It's environmentally friendly. It's accessible. It has some history to it. Like, there's a lot of cool things that we want to get you to talk about here. And just, well, you know what? Take it away.
Well, let's talk about, so the company's called ParticularTile.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
But that was it was an offshoot of of the previous incarnation, which was.
Correct. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for that lovely introduction. That is really sweet. I appreciate, the way you speak about my product.
Just not the way he does German. That's fine.
Well, it's fine. Like we all have our strengths.
He tried.
Yeah. That was very kind.
Yeah.
So we started as Delta Brick and Climate, and it actually came out of a think tank. My business partner, Chris, he would be better at explaining this part of it, because at the inception of everything, he was the guy. I came on a bit later. So, but the story is that our reservoirs collect a ton of silt runoff every spring, right? As the snow melts, our reservoirs fill up and no longer hold as much water as they previously have. And in Paonia, this is especially true. They have their reservoirs pretty high and gets filled with a ton of the silt runoff. So we go in every fall after the farmers have drained it for their fields, and we dig up as much of the mud as we can, as we currently need for production. And that is what we use to make our tiles. So that's our clay. That's our clay body. And so we use a nuisance material to then make our beautiful product. And the whole...
all's right with the world.
Yeah.
Well...
So I guess my question though is, if you didn't do that, that material would have to be removed anyway, right?
Well, right now what's happening is it's just filling up with all the mud, and then eventually it's going to stop being able to be used as a reservoir, or you have to find another place to put the mud.
So would the state or county have to step in and do something about that?
Or they'd have to build a new reservoir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
somebody.
So can we give people like a visual that would know the reservoir that you guys are pulling it out of right now is it's above Paonia.
Correct.
So
It's the Paonia Reservoir.
Okay.
And it's above Somerset. And we have a couple of pictures, especially on the website, that show how deep it was when they first built the reservoir and how much it's been clogged in the 50 years that it's existed, or more than 50 years now. But so it came out of this need to get more water storage because, of course, the farmers still need all that water. And it's a popular thing to do in Holland since they're below sea level. Their canals often fill and get clogged, and they drain them and then make bricks and tiles out of it. So we thought we could do something similar here. Also with the idea of bringing manufacturing back, and especially to an area that lost a lot of jobs with the mines closing. The idea is to be able to provide more jobs in a rural community. Right.
Is this the name, at least, Delta Brick and Climate? Is that related to a previous company? Because I have a brick at my house. they're around everywhere. You'll see them.
Yeah,
that
let's say Delta Brick.
have Delta Brick stamped on them.
It's a little bit of an homage
Okay.
to them. Yeah. We actually tried to even see if we could get some of their brick making equipment at one point, but they said their stuff was so outdated that we wouldn't be interested. And we've also now moved away from bricks because they're very difficult to make by hand. And since they're already a bit of an extra cost when it comes to building materials, they're already a high-end one. To tack an extra cost onto something that's already on its high end for the market was just a bit too difficult, and we found a lot more success in our tiles. And then we're also able to like be a bit more creative, which is what I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's okay to say it's a more artistic product and a smaller dimension.
Yes.
And it's more cost effective. It's
Yeah.
hey, we all got to make money doing stuff.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, exactly.
Thanks Clear
exactly.
Networks.
Yeah. Bing.
Exactly. How long ago was this? When did this start?
So Chris started this back in 2018. And then I came on board or maybe 2019, and then I came on board in 2021. 2021 is when I came on board. And we actually did a round of bricks. We did the Gunnison Library. So if you ever go to the beautiful Gunnison Library, all the bricks out front, and they're stamped with some of them. There's a few stamped with Delta Brick and Climate now.
Right.
And we did do that. It took us, twice as long as we budgeted for, and
So it was a lesson learned.
it was a great lesson learned. I mean, it was an intense project. It's
Yeah.
So are we going to see a mosaic project somewhere like with are there imperfection products that we could like sponsor some sort of project to have like a mosaic around it, because it's a gorgeous product for those people that haven't that don't get to see it. I should have been a little bit more prepared. We could have given you like visuals while we're talking about this, and you can see the image kind of like flowing in and out.
If we start preparing for stuff, people are going to expect it all the time.
Right, I know.
Let's keep the
you guys want a higher production value, I can
keep
tell.
the bar low.
Yeah.
Let's keep it low.
But so that, I mean, I just feel like that would be fun, right?
I mean, my product is definitely a lot more attractive than this room is. So, that's
Well, everybody, it's been a great opportunity to meet Dina.
That was a weird opportunity to insult the studio.
Oh.
All right.
So she's saying we need.
No, just like what the people are now viewing, like my face.
Right.
Oh,
better
no.
Yeah.
No,
She's
stick with where you were going.
trying to get us.
I also heard her volunteer to do the mosaic right behind you with the product.
See, that's where I thought this was going.
No, I meant like big scale, like
No.
we're doing one of the walls
I've
out.
actually often spoken with Mosaic, the thrift store in town.
That was intentional. Go ahead.
And because she does a lot of like community projects, we've discussed doing a mosaic project together. And I've actually saved a bunch of tile just for that purpose. So it's just a matter of finding the time and getting together.
But here's the thing, though:
happen.
your tiles can be recycled, right?
Yes.
So you have imperfections, but you can
just essentially
grind them down and
yes.
So I mean it's super sustainable.
Correct.
In that way.
That's our.
Are other tiles not then, or is it because there are certain things added or not? What makes yours?
Well, I would say like the biggest thing is where we get our mud from.
Right.
We're not mining. We're not creating a site. We also don't do the typical way of creating clay. Like we don't wash our clay, so we use it as is.
Right.
And so therefore it does have like some organic matter still in it, still has some rocks in it at times. My little pug mill will get real mad at me when I let too many rocks go through. So, but because we use it as is, there isn't the same carbon footprint that goes along with it. And because it's coming from a site where the mud is a problem, it's with the intention of doing good for the environment, not creating another hole in the world.
So just for those who don't really know, I mean, Paonia is what? How far is Paonia Reservoir specifically away?
It's an hour and a half.
Okay. That's a pretty good
distance
in terms of miles.
shipping the material from one place to another.
That's as good as it gets. You'd have to make them on the banks of the reservoir to make it any better. So I mean, it's pretty much as local as it gets, which I think is great. However, they don't stay local, right? Because we talked about it. We talked about they're a little bougier because they look fantastic. They're well made and all that. Where can people see your tiles? They see bricks in Gunnison, but where else can we see? And this is your opportunity to really lay it on a little thing. Where can we see your tiles?
I mean, there's places right here in Montrose.
Yeah. We're talking about further away.
Certainly, like New York, I have a couple of really cool projects in New York. There's what?
I don't know. Is there something else we can talk about that maybe we talked about that we can't talk about?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I'll try and
Please let the rest of us in on the secret.
I'll try and get word about a project that you might have coming up.
Oh. Yeah. That's still in the works.
Okay.
I don't know if I can speak to that yet.
So New York, we've seen it. New York, Hong Kong, Paris.
You guys, I've tried now twice. I've had inquiries for overseas, and shipping internationally is just something that kills the deal every time.
Right. Well, because they're not light either.
They're not light.
If you want to do a whole restaurant, we're talking about thousands and thousands of tiles and thousands of pounds of stuff.
Yes.
Are there other opportunities like to have other businesses like participate in the help of remove? Because I can imagine even with what you guys are doing, you're still not alone removing enough silt.
Correct. You are absolutely correct.
So, like, for example, and this is going to sound small. I don't know if it's going to sound small or not, but the place that we have in town that does the pottery and stuff that you do yourself and you paint
Amazing
Glaze.
Yeah, could she use that?
Could she use raw material?
She certainly could, but she doesn't. That's not quite their business model because she doesn't actually.
She gets the product finished.
Yeah,
okay,
They only do the glazing there, and then she does the glaze firings there.
So how does like the city or somebody else get somebody that manufactures that type of product to ship the material, or how do we get somebody here? And how do you grow your business and continue to be able to produce more? Because I know part of it has got to be the limitation of your space and your equipment.
Sure.
To how much?
Yes.
And where is the balance of supply and demand?
Sure.
Like if it's in short supply, it's in high demand.
Sure.
But then people maybe start going elsewhere.
Yeah.
What is it like right now, today, in terms of demand? How busy are you trying to fulfill orders?
Right now, I have the blessing of having too much work.
Okay.
Like right now, I have quite a few projects in the works, quite a few large projects that are really cool. A big mosaic project, like 1,000 square foot floor they're doing in this mosaic pattern of my tile, and a couple of other tiles as well. But it's going to be a gorgeous floor. So that's a huge project. Then, several different projects around the U.S. that we have, but lately I've been also getting a good bit of traction here in Montrose, and I have some really fun projects that I'm doing with homeowners, creating custom pieces for them.
Do we have bougie homeowners?
We have people who really care.
Right.
How well do you get Coker Homes? Because they've got a big project coming up that I would think would be perfect fit for what you've got. They've got a project that's going to be built in front of the entrance to the bridges. That's going to be kind of I would say our first like really high end townhouses, if you would.
Do you have a hookup?
I mean, I can certainly hook you up if you haven't.
That would be awesome.
What if for example, there was going to be a really nice hotel opening here sometime soon? I'm looking at you, John and Alia.
Just saying.
Yep. Is that
Kitchen.
am I doing the right one? Is it?
Yeah, you got the right one.
It's
Typhoon Farmer. But
this is what WKRP is all about. We're making connections in the community.
But we're very lucky to have companies like ParticularTile, like Alpen Confections, like Storm King, doing the things here because their products are...
Are you getting money on the side that I don't know about?
But it's their products are not... I don't know how to phrase this, so I'll just say it the way I was going to say it.
Yeah.
They're not perhaps as appreciated in the area that they're made as they are in other places. And that's great because it's going to change. People are using your tile more. And
Yeah.
people are going to Alpen more. But we're really lucky to have people doing this really, really high
Amazing
stuff
work.
in
Yeah.
Montrose. I mean, honestly, if you go, Nina's a friend of mine, but go to the website, ParticularTile. Even the website is beautiful.
Do you have an Instagram account?
We do.
Because
We
I
do.
imagine there's
At particulartile.com.
If you really go to the glazes page, it's beautiful. They're amazing, these tiles.
See, now you're doing something that I should be like throwing up on the screen. So you've got to
Yeah,
get
I
past
know.
that. Like, go to the
and visit.
Instagram account, check it out at ParticularTile.
Check it out.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff. You're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna get stuck there.
Apologies for like not having updated anything in like months.
Okay.
Nobody would have known that.
Yeah.
Had
Why
you
did you
not
tell?
said
Why'd you
that.
tell him?
So here's the other thing: is it a labor of love? Because you're reaching. Surely you must be reaching the point where you're like, right, we've got too much work, like enough work. How do you take that next step?
Sure.
But the next step is partly removing yourself from the process, I would imagine.
That is a little bit the truth. And it's something that I definitely struggle with because the making of the product is something I'm very attached to. And it's definitely a labor of love. And I love making the tiles and I love having like my hands involved and being physical. In July and August, I tell a different story.
Right.
Like then,
But
then I'm
it's
like,
hard and-
then doing sales sounds great. Like
because you're around
flying.
there. How hot does the kiln get?
Oh, we go up to 2,000 degrees.
Right. And add on a few degrees for Colorado summer. That
Sure.
sounds
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, you have to go outside to cool off, right? You have to step out to cool
Yeah.
off. And in July, that's not the coolest thing to do. So
But is there a pathway? Can you see? Do you have an idea of a pathway on how
yeah,
to?
so we have a grander plan than just even the mud out of the reservoir. So Delta Brick and Climate is still a company. We just fractioned off ParticularTile so it can function on its own. But Delta Brick and Climate bought a mine right outside of Paonia that is a decommissioned mine. And each mine, once it's been decommissioned, still has methane leaking out of it. They do put dirt in front and, do the best to make it look as natural as possible again. But unfortunately, methane is just lighter than air. And regardless of what you do, it'll find a way out once you've fracked into the earth. So it's an energy source, right? Methane can be an energy source. So what we're doing is we're capturing the methane at the site. And that's where Chris is heavily involved. So I like to joke that he's the brain and I'm the brawn. I do the work.
You
and
do
he's
the
like,
work. He just,
he's like the smart
theoretical.
guy. Yeah. He's up at the mine. He's making sure like he pulls out, like he has an app that controls the pressure of the pipe and how much we're pulling out and all this stuff. And I just nod at them when they start talking about that stuff.
We're the same way. He compares us to Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. Guess which is which.
Yeah. We'll let you figure that out.
Yeah.
But he's very enamored with his theoretical things until they need to become something, and then he needs help.
Dennis comes in and bashes some buttons.
Yeah.
Who have we got on the podcast today, Dwayne?
Like, he bashes the sales button that helps get the sponsors. He bashes the buttons that lets you guys watch these.
This gets
Yeah,
the
it's
sponsors.
not-
That's why people keep calling in about the microphone.
It's not the moneymaker that you think it is, Rob. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so Chris is coming up with these ideas. The methane is being
Yes.
extracted from the mine.
So
Yes.
You're using it how?
So right now we're just burning it so it doesn't pollute the atmosphere and it just can earn carbon credits. But the ultimate goal is to use the methane to heat the kilns.
Ah, okay.
So we have 2 gas kilns that we, in our move out of the old shop, moved up to the mine now. And Chris is working on, Chris and Eric. Eric is like our mine guy. He's like an old
Everybody's
school
gotta have a mine guy.
Hotchkiss guy.
Yeah.
I gotta have a mine guy.
Yeah.
Love Eric. So Eric is the
That's
guy.
that computer game that everybody's playing, right? With the square blocky things that you do. You got to have one of those guys. You got to have one of those characters. That's not what we're talking about?
No, I don't
Oh,
think.
okay,
Nina
got it.
pronounces it differently though. Minecraft. Mine. You see, that's German. Yeah, no, don't worry.
Okay.
Lost on Dennis.
Yeah.
So, Eric is the one doing like putting in the pipe, and he now has got a like ciphered off a pipe for me to hook up the kiln. So now this summer we're going to do our first proof of concept and start firing with the gas that is coming out of the mine.
Okay.
So that way,
So that's soon. This is not
Yeah.
a theory anymore. It's not an
Correct.
idea. It's going to be an
we're
actual-
doing it.
So where will the kiln be? This might sound like a stupid question, but do you take the kiln to the methane, or do you?
Hey,
Methane?
were you
Yeah.
paying
Methane,
attention
sorry.
while you were pouring the beer? She
No, I
said
wasn't.
the kilns are
Oh,
at the mine
sorry.
now.
No.
That's what he's going to hook up.
I know she has other kilns.
Look, I only did that to Rob because he's done that to me in the past after the shows. Like,
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I got distracted because if you go on to the glaze page of the website, and then you click on a glaze. I clicked on River Mist. It's so beautiful. But then there's a gallery, and you can see that tile in location. There is a shower. There is a kitchen backsplash.
you're going to make me mess up this whole
Crazy beautiful. Anyway, kilns are at the mine. Okay. So you're going to be firing tiles up there then?
Yeah,
All right.
so the goal is to have our whole operation up at the mine in 2 to 5 years.
Okay.
2 to 5 years is the goal. So then we'd actually be closer. Whoops, sorry, bumped the mic.
That's okay. Rob does it all the time. Don't worry
My
about it.
hand chatting. But yeah, the whole thing is to get the whole operation up the mine. Therefore, the mud will also be much closer.
Right. So
And
it
then-
cuts down even that.
Yeah, and then we're using 2 nuisance materials to make a beautiful product.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah, that's
There must be
the-
money available from the state or the federal government for that. Like taking nuisance products and making them into something.
We've been fortunate enough to be a part of some cool grants and some different opportunities in that area.
So I do have the website up. I'm gonna put it up for you guys just so you can see it since we've referenced it so many times.
Okay.
So here's
This is where
the
things go
tile.
wrong when Dennis
We're
starts pressing
looking
buttons.
at the main page now.
Go to River Mist. Go to the glaze page.
Go to samples.
Glazes.
Where are glazes? Am I not in the right place? There we go. Glazes.
View our glazes.
Yeah.
It's like having
Okay.
a senile
Yeah.
grandfather.
Would you get to the point?
Scroll
I'm here.
down to River Mist
River Mist.
and then scroll through a couple of those photos.
Where? Whale shark. Great. Where's River? Oh, these are in alphabetical order. There we go.
I know
There we go.
reading is tough. I know.
River Mist. Okay. Yeah, that's the pretty one. Okay. Yeah.
Look, that could be your backsplash.
This is gorgeous. I like the shower. Oh, look at that backsplash. Bam.
Oh yeah.
Bam.
Bam! Oh, I
so-
love that.
Great
Yeah.
product.
Thank you, guys.
But now, I do want to talk a little bit. Nina is more than just tile and methane. Methane, not
Methane.
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 Savages. Methane.
Herbal.
You
Did
see,
do-
you know what just happened?
You're
You know what
European.
you guys know what just happened? I've told you the accent is a lie. He is not from another country.
Nina-
He's from Jersey.
Nina's conflicted because she's European at heart, but
Yeah.
she's spent too much time here.
We weren't. We know Nina's authentic.
Well, so we're gonna. Don't worry about it.
We've established that she's talented and authentic and honest. We're just trying to make sure you're on the same page.
Anyway,
Okay.
Nina. So, German by heritage. or
Well, German by birth.
By birth. Where in Germany?
Sindelfingen. That's where I was born. But
Let's see if Dennis can say that.
Sindelfingen?
that's pretty close.
He's usually got
Oh.
that big tongue in his mouth and he can't say anything. Blah, 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 blah.
I love it when he has a plan and it
Yeah.
falls apart.
No, that one backfires. I'll be the first to admit that one backfired.
What
he
brought you
struggles
from
with English words. I was thinking German's going to tie
all
him
the
up in no
time?
problem.
All the time.
Yeah, so give us a little. Let's not take too long. I want to, but the story of Germany to Montrose.
Germany to Montrose. I think
Direct flight?
definitely, definitely. You guys, the last time I flew to Germany on the return flight, I had to go from Germany to Paris, Paris to Salt Lake City to Denver, then Denver to Montrose. I flew over my house twice before actually getting there.
It's okay though, because you've got all the carbon credits, so it's not a problem. Not a problem.
Now we know why you're doing it. But
good job.
But yeah, how old were you when you left Germany then?
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
straight to the States?
Yeah, straight to Georgia.
Oh.
Military family?
To Georgia.
No?
Just dad was doing consultant work back and forth in the two countries, and mom was adventurous enough to set up shop in a totally foreign place.
Wow, and Georgia too. Where in
Well,
Georgia?
my mom's the American.
Oh, okay.
So she's the one that moved to Germany, not speaking a word of German.
Oh.
And
that's just brave.
Is mom from Georgia?
No.
Okay.
No, she's a New York woman, and she's through and through a New Yorker. Like, she's got that little edge to her.
Right.
Like, she doesn't say please and thank you.
Is she the one tapping her foot behind me in the coffee shop?
Yes,
like,
definitely.
Can you make the order already?
She'll elbow somebody on the subway.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom in the South is real cute. It's real funny.
They don't go together real well.
Wow.
I'm like, you got to build in courtesy time, Mom.
Yes.
Right.
You got to say please and thank you, and you got to say it way more than you want to.
I'm in a hurry. I got stuff to do. Get out of my way.
And people want to know how you're doing.
Yeah.
What's going on in your life?
Exactly. You got to talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So has she adapted?
She's
she still
doing better. Yes, she's still in Georgia.
She's doing better. How many years has she been in Georgia?
Like 20.
She's doing better.
It's getting better. Germany, of course, fit her very well.
Right. Yeah.
Very much the
no
same.
nonsense.
Yeah, no nonsense.
Yeah.
None of that.
So your dad, they came over together. So
Yes.
how did he say? He must have been the same. When you have that southern hospitality, and he's like, "Why are you asking me about the weather?"
No,
my dad
Germans
has a
are to
bit
the
more of a
point, too.
charm to him.
Okay.
I mean, it's not, like he does just want to know,
Right.
But he can play the game a little bit better. Like,
The Germans are, famously, efficient and to the point. Like none of that politeness nonsense.
yes.
I'm telling you, if you go up, so living up in Telluride for as many years as I did.
Stop showing off.
No, I'm just saying, when New Yorkers come to Telluride, it's hysterical because they want to,
Yeah.
make it happen. None of this pleasantry or whatever. I want my bagel and get out of my way type of thing. And
Honestly, as I get older, I can start to appreciate it.
and watching Telluride people go, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
and
can't.
purposely take a little bit longer just to be like, hey, look, I didn't come to your town. You came to
true.
mine.
That is true. When they
And
come
so-
here,
Right.
yeah,
Slow down a little
chose
bit.
to come
So
here.
now, on the other hand, Germans, when they come to visit and they're as visitors, they seem to adopt the culture a lot faster.
Yeah.
So
Germans are great travelers.
Yes.
Yeah, they love to travel,
Yeah.
and they make an effort to learn the language of where they're going and want to really experience the culture of where they're going.
I mean, when you say learn the language, it makes me laugh because every German I've ever met speaks better English than even me.
hands down.
Never mind you.
Never mind this guy.
And that big tongue of yours. But the idea, exactly that. They're great. And we get a lot of Germans in Montrose, actually. I've told this story before. Apparently, there was a German author, you may know this. There was a German author back in probably the 50s or something, and he wrote a series of books. They were cowboy books.
Oh, cool.
And a generation of Germans grew up with this idea of the Wild West and all that stuff. The author never left Germany, but he inspired an entire generation of German people to want to come and see places like the Black Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're easily the number one international visitor to the Black Canyon.
The Black Canyon is such an amazing spot.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We live
10
in
minutes
such
away.
a cool place.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I showed somebody a picture of virtually. It was on a Zoom call, and I showed them. They were asking about the area, and I showed them a picture, the very well known picture of standing over Black Canyon, and they were like, "Is that real?
Yeah.
Is that an actual place you can go stand at?"
The
And I was
painted wall,
absolutely,
probably, right?
Yeah,
That's the most,
It's
I know.
insane. It's beautiful.
I tell people, they're like, do you ever want to go, live back in Wales? I'm like, I like the idea, but in reality, I live in this place. And I show them a picture of the San Juan.
I wouldn't want to go back to
snow.
Jersey if I were you either. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Actually, when
I
Jersey
miss-
means something different to British people too. The original Jersey is there too. There's
okay.
that.
Right,
Let's
yeah.
go back to how'd you get from Georgia to Colorado?
Georgia to Colorado. Colorado just felt like a bit more me. Just felt like a bit more like the mountains that I grew up with, the weather I'm more accustomed to. Well, Germany doesn't have nearly the sunshine that Colorado does, right? But I get the 4 seasons.
Right.
Like in the South, I didn't quite have the seasons, whereas here I get the seasons minus all the rain in Germany. So it's
Yep.
just a bonus.
Yep. I don't mind a bit of rain though. When it rains, it reminds me of the UK.
Sure.
But I don't want it 200 days a year.
Correct.
Which is what they have.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take a day or two now and again.
What part of Georgia were you coming from, though? Because if you say you don't have the seasons, so you must have been south or middle of the state.
No, north, like Atlanta area.
Okay, but that's not-
Hey, you're accusing our guest of something?
No, I'm just saying that
Sounds like.
Atlanta is more, I would say, even though it's north, it's still more central. And then when you get up into the Appalachian Mountains,
Yeah,
the Blue Ridge Mountains.
I was at the
You
start.
definitely have the
Shenandoah
seasons.
River, is that what?
Yeah, are you going to sing it?
No. Do you know what's funny though? Little segue. The song is not about West Virginia. It's about
What are
the-
you, Sheldon, this episode?
No, it's about the western
Fun
part
fact.
of Virginia.
Yeah.
Because the Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River, all that stuff is in Virginia.
I got it.
Not in West Virginia.
Thanks, Sheldon.
So the song is not about West Virginia. So those country roads, not West Virginia.
What is going on here?
Yeah. I know some stuff.
Nina, he's way too comfortable. You guys are obviously friends
It's great.
because he's just gone into
No, but
full
I was a little bit concerned she was going to keep on attacking me like she did at the start.
Oh,
I
is
thought
that
she was
what it
going to be
is?
on your side the whole thing. But
She's not been on my side.
all right, so
Switzerland
let's.
here.
All right.
I know,
yeah.
I wanna-
she's- yeah.
The German says, "No, we're not going down
Oh,
that."
Not going down that road.
So
All right.
okay, let's cut to the. You arrived in Montrose. When was that?
During COVID, I was living in Denver,
Oh, right.
and then especially when COVID hit, it was like not the place to be anymore.
Was it ever the place to be?
Well,
I mean-
I think Denver's a really cool city. I think they have some really cool stuff going on. But I'm just a small town girl. Like I just
In a small town world.
There you go. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page sometimes.
I just love the rural areas. I love everybody knowing your name. I just enjoy being part of a smaller community.
Yep.
So this was just a much better fit. And then especially when I found Chris and I found Delta Brick and Climate, then that was kind of like meant to happen. I have a background in ceramics and I have a background in manufacturing. So
But you also have another background. Like before this,
Criminal background.
you were you were a photographer.
yeah.
Nina,
yeah.
well, I mean, once a photographer, always a photographer. Right? But you made your living, or part of your living at least.
my living, yeah.
Taking photos. Well, largely, what would you be doing? Weddings?
I
and
was,
stuff, or-
weddings was my bread and butter, and then also family and senior portraits. I like people. I like people when they're happy together.
So, did you
fun
take a
to-
lot of the photos on the website because that would make sense?
There's a lot that are mine. Before I came on board, Chris hired a photographer to do a round of photos. So the very early photos are not mine, but the minute I came on board, I photographed
I
all
was
the.
like, fire that guy! I'm taking these photos. But
Well,
there
it's
is-
more
Why
like
has it
we
got to be a
can't
guy?
afford
It
that.
might have been a girl.
it was.
It was.
See?
Olivia.
There you go.
Oh shoot! I should
sure
know
she
her
was
name.
great, though,
She
right?
was. Yeah, she did a really good job.
Did a good job, Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a reason. You can tell the website was. You have to have an eye for this stuff. That's why the website looks so good. Even if I don't know how much of you did you make it yourself. Or
We
did
did
you-
hire.
you-
We did
but
hire
you
someone.
directed something.
Yes.
There's
yeah.
a reason it looks so good. I wish everybody had good websites in this town.
Okay, he's going down a road. We're not going to go down with him.
Can I call some people out?
No, you can't. So we're going to talk about. You said because Rob hates when anybody mentions it's a Front Range.
Sure.
But so many of us,
I don't hate
whether
it. It's
whether or
just I
not
feel
we want
sorry
to
for
admit
them.
it or not, plenty of us travel over there for certain
Yes,
reasons to go do
absolutely.
some really awesome stuff.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you feel like have started to, yourself included, started to bleed in since, pre-COVID or whatever, it's slowly starting to happen that people are discovering Montrose.
Sure.
What are some of the other great things, either since you've been here or that you would like to see come here to Montrose? Like, are there anything, like for me, the Rathbone Hotel, like seeing that get built on the corner and revitalizing that area and bringing some more attention to downtown has been something that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I love Montrose, you guys. I absolutely will rep this city hard every time, because between the food that we have here, the craftsmen we have making real products, doing real things, like the people you mentioned, like I love Pomona. I love the chocolate guys. Alpine Confections is my favorite.
Yep.
We often commiserate on...
Right.
It's interesting how much chocolate and clay have in common.
Right.
Like chocolate never goes bad. My mud never goes bad. They can always reuse their, like.
Yeah.
Shavings or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Right, yeah.
I can melt, like they melt theirs down. I just mix mine back up. And so when my equipment messes up on me, or like the weather is both affected by the chocolate is affected by the weather, the clay is affected by the weather. And so we'll just commiserate together, even though it's such a different thing that we do.
Right.
Those two guys are good to commiserate with basically on anything.
Yeah.
Like if you want to hang out,
Lynn and Mike are magical people.
they can go whatever direction you want to go. You want to be up and happy and whatever, or you want to tear somebody down.
They have chocolate for both occasions.
Exactly.
They have whatever you need for that occasion.
Lynn and Mike, I love you dearly. That was meant to simply say I like hanging out with you. You guys are great. You're super fun to be around.
We have a lot of amazing people here, and it's just going to get better. Can the public see your tiles anywhere in Montrose? Like the public? So
is it? No public spaces have my stuff yet.
Let's rectify that.
That should change.
That.
Are you starting a business, opening a restaurant?
Do you have like an opportunity for a fountain out in front of your place? That would be nice. We don't really have.
How about a 12 foot by 12 foot mural of our faces?
I mean, nobody wants to see yours. That's for sure. I could see the WKRP logo.
The problem is that mine would be more complicated. Yours would just look like an egg with a face.
I mean, pretty much.
So
it'd be simplified.
It would be cheaper for sure.
Yeah.
The WKRP
but my
logo,
alabaster skin would make perfect.
The WKRP logo would be good.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure we can afford 12 by 12 feet. 12 by 12 inches. We'll do one this big.
Right. We could do. Well, we would need 12 by 12 feet to do your head. As big as it is. All right, we're getting totally off track here. Thanks, Rob.
There's no track.
That's true. We so coming to the end of every show, we want to start.
Hang on. Nina's got something to say.
No. I think I was just gonna rep Montrose a little harder.
Go for it.
Because we have Pun Hill.
Yep.
Himalayan food, amazing.
Yeah.
And so always on point. We have Storm King Distillery, which I bartend at sometimes.
At the association.
The association, yes.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just literally to get out into the public and to have a few hours of air conditioning in my life. It's just a lovely, a lovely change.
Yeah. But, it's a spectacular town. And here's the thing. We are going to get accused, all three of us. I've been accused many times of people saying, yeah, but don't tell anybody. And I'm like, no, I don't like that attitude. One, we need people to come in with businesses and things to make the place better.
Yeah.
I understand the kind of gatekeeping, but that's not my style. No. And I have a podcast, so too bad.
Well, as a transplant, I feel like, it's...
Who isn't?
Yeah.
He is. He's a southern boy from, I don't know, where do you change it, don't you? Sometimes you're from Florida.
No, I'm from Florida.
Sometimes you're from Texas.
Florida, Georgia, Texas, to Colorado.
Right.
Where in Georgia were you?
So I was both in Atlanta and in Helen, Georgia, or Habasham County.
Yeah.
So I was up in the mountains.
In the Germantown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's literally a town made to look like a Bavarian
in Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Helen, and they have a big Oktoberfest. And Rob, there's so much about me that you don't know, and you just assume.
I will admit that I have considered you more like a blank book.
Yeah, with empty pages.
There's a couple of pages in the middle with some scribbling on.
Like big pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, you got one of those hand-printed turkeys on one of the pages.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the maps of like Europeans filling out the U.S. and it's just blank in the middle? It's like Ohio. I don't know, Ohio and a half. Like
I thought it was literally blank out there. Ohio, Indiana, Iowa.
Yeah, like.
Oh my God! I'm really sorry if I've insulted any from any of those nameless
Midwestern
states. They
Can-
serve fish and chips with applesauce. Get out of here with that.
Can you do
Kevin,
the
I'm
what was
looking
the
at you.
what was
The
the
Midwestern people are the nicest people in the world, though.
I know, and that's why they won't come back at me. It's great. That's what I like about
That's why you
it.
can say whatever you want.
New Yorkers, I'm a little bit afraid of.
You know what? Canadians though recently are starting to dispel that notion.
So what are you
can't-
saying?
You can't.
Nice people can retaliate.
Eventually, yeah, absolutely.
Not people from Wisconsin.
Okay,
Nah.
you
Call in, I dare you.
you know
Do you have cell phones up in Wisconsin or internet?
You know what they definitely have is cheese.
Yeah, they do.
Good cheese.
Yeah.
Really good cheese.
Yeah. I mean, it's not European standard cheese, but it's okay. Yeah.
Can you do that face for me again, real quick? What is the face I do
What,
when
the
I hit the
Dennis face?
Yeah, there we go.
Dennis
So-
wants a screenshot of that.
Hey,
I assume,
Savannah.
so- you know what to do.
You're gonna have to watch this, I know. So if you'll grab that as a screen grab, that's coming out.
Just remember, Savannah, when you get paid, I'm the one who takes care of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Nina, it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
I love the energy that you bring. We'll have to have you back for sure.
Oh, Nina
I was
Nina
thinking,
brings the energy. I knew this. This is news to you. This was not going to be news to me.
I have a feeling that if we got Nina and Lynn and Mike on the same couch, I don't know if we could. I don't know if we could wrangle that and keep that under control.
No,
but
we
it might
could
be fun to
wrangle it.
try.
I don't know if we could ever publish it anywhere.
Oh, that's true. That's probably true. That's probably true. Okay, before you go, we've started this new thing. I don't know if we want to keep doing it the same way.
Which one?
Do we want to ask the questions? The quick fire questions?
If you want.
Yeah?
I don't have them in front of me.
You can't remember them?
Go on then.
Can you make up new ones?
Go on, quick.
Okay. So,
Quick fire.
have you seen the Colbert report and the Colbert questionnaire?
I know the report.
Inside the actor's studio. Is
Inside the Actors Studio is a reference, which it was built. Anyway, quick questions.
'Kay.
Don't think about them.
Okay, just answer.
Just answer.
Got it.
Okay. What's your favorite word?
I can't say it on
Yeah,
on
Sure
the
you
podcast.
can.
Wow.
No, we talked
talked
about
about
this. We
No.
want this to
Oh.
be
Okay,
clean.
choose another
Okay.
one.
So it's obviously a
Doesn't have
curse
to be
word.
a curse word. Choose
Well,
another
it's
one.
obviously a curse word. But we share this in common, Rob, and we've
Yes.
tried to get other people to say it, but they won't.
Can we use the
Oh.
parent word version of it?
No, there isn't one. It's
See
my
you next Tuesday.
It's my favorite word. There you go. All right, quick fire. So you know what that is now.
Right. Okay. So is hot dog a sandwich?
No.
No.
All right. I'm getting the questions up. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Does a straw have one or two holes?
One.
Okay. If you could do another job, anything else, what would it be? Oh, we stumped her.
Like totally stumped.
Don't think too much.
Yeah. What's the first thing that
Anything
comes
else?
to your mind?
Could be astronaut, whatever.
Well, what's the laziest job I could do making money?
Be an influencer?
No, I don't know.
I think they work really hard. I think they work.
hard. I mean, they're idiots, but they work
whoa,
hard. I
like
think. Most
Hey,
of them.
I didn't call you. I just called you lazy.
All right, how about this? We'll move on because it's
Yeah.
supposed to be quick fire.
Okay,
Alternate. What would you never want to do? Worst job in the world.
IT.
Yep. Oh my god, that's so dull. What's your guilty pleasure?
Chocolate.
Last one. You can.
So you, if there is a heaven, and you're finding yourself presenting yourself to the gates there, what do you hope that you hear?
That I was kind.
That's nice.
Oh, very nice. That's a new answer we haven't
Yeah.
had. By the way, if you haven't had a chance, the reason we brought in these questions is Clear Networks. We do a great mini series with them called Clearly Interesting People.
Yep.
And it's all about the teammates that are on Clear Networks. You can check it out on their channel on YouTube.
It's a great team building thing. So if
Very
you want
cool.
your team built up more, pay us and we'll do something funny and similar for you. It's really good. Speak to Clear Networks. They love it.
Yeah. And thank you for Clear Networks sponsors. Thank you guys for watching the show.
Wait.
What?
I want to ask Nina, do you want to call some of our friends out? Who should
Ooh,
come on?
who else should be in the Wheelie Nice Couch next time?
Oh.
Who else? Who'd be good? I mean, we've had several, but...
Have you had
and
Sarah?
look into the camera. You got to look into the camera and like call them out directly.
Have you had Sarah on?
Which
From
Sarah?
the association?
No.
We've had her
would
husband
be-
on.
We
yeah,
had Dave.
but
Dave and I got trapped.
No. But you got to look. You got to look there.
Yes,
and
Sarah.
It's Sarah's bar.
Okay.
It's her spot. She's
Sarah
amazing.
Fishering?
Yes.
Nina's not taking the cues. Nina,
been called
look
out.
into the camera.
Oh, I'm
and
so
tell
I'm
Sarah.
calling her out directly. I love her.
Okay, who else?
Oh gosh.
Callie has already agreed to come on.
Okay.
She's booked the spot.
That's lovely.
Who's somebody that you know of but don't know that you would like to see? Come on
that
the
I
show?
would like to see come on. What about like like the stores downtown, the Main Street stores? Who runs those? Like, you know, that's where I'd like to see some more action. If we could get some more cool stores happening, so Main Street is
Okay.
like a fun place to walk down, and so whoever's doing cool stuff on Main Street.
So what do we have? I mean, Colorado Boy.
Uh-huh.
They should come on. They
They
can
should
talk
come
about
on.
their most recent incident where a car almost smashed through the whole front of the place.
That was crazy.
We've had San Juan Bruce.
We've had them.
We've had.
They're great.
What's,
We
the,
haven't
what's
had-
the place that does all the quirky kitchen?
Yeah,
stuff.
I feel like there's a couple of spots that have like some like fun,
Yeah.
quirky.
I also want the guy that owns or runs Nico's Tavern to come on.
We should get Steve.
That guy's got stories.
That's
for
gotta be
days.
stories. And then who owns Town Hall?
Okay.
Brian who
Okay.
owns Town Hall.
There you go.
He has quite
Okay.
the stories.
All right.
Yeah, he might have some
You're
stories
looking-
about
he's
me. I'm a
looking-
little concerned.
Yeah,
to be
Rob's
honest.
looking at me like,
Just whatever you do, Town Hall and Nico's Tavern people, don't go pulling like security footage
okay.
just in case.
So you guys, listen. If
That's
you're
a great answer though. So we'll go and seek some of those people out.
if you've got any home improvement projects coming up in your house, go check out ParticularTile. Trust me, you're going to want to figure. You may not have one, and you're going to discover that you need to have one when you go check out ParticularTile. So go check it out. Nina's
Even
project.
if you only have one bougie room in your house, make it tiled.
Right.
Well, and I can match my tile with other tiles. I don't have to be the whole space. I can be a
Right.
very special space too.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. Nina, thanks for coming on the show. We
Thank you
appreciate
guys
it.
so much for
It's
having
been
me.
awesome having you.
Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, darling.
We're not turning this into
Dankeschön.
karaoke.
We could.
All right, wrap it up.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Great to have Nina on the really nice
Thank you
couch.
guys.
Rob, I would love to see a mosaic of your big fat head on the side of a building
You know
somewhere.
what?
We should make that happen.
So would a lot of people.
You guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.